In the cold twilight of March 5th, 1770, on the snow-lined cobblestone streets of Boston, a black Moorish man stood tall, unshaken in the face of British muskets. His name was Crispus Attucks, a native-born American of African and Wampanoag heritage, a shipowner, seafarer, and laborer. But more than that, he was a man of conviction, and he would become the first American to die in the fight for liberty. Born around 1723, Crispus Attucks was not a nameless servant in history's shadows. Records and oral accounts identify him as a skilled sailor and dockworker, and built a life of independence through trade and navigation. He owned his passage on the waters, a free black man with knowledge of ships, tides, and the routes of the Atlantic world. He was part of a community of black seafarers and Moors who labored and traded along the New England coast, many of whom were early voices of dissent against British tyranny. On that fateful night in Boston, tension had reached a boiling point. British soldiers had been stationed in the city to enforce oppressive laws and collect unfair taxes, angering both white colonists and free black men like Attucks, who understood that freedom under foreign guns was no freedom at all. As a group of colonists gathered and confronted the soldiers, Crispus Attucks stepped to the front. Eyewitnesses later said he struck the first blow in defiance. He was the first to challenge the redcoats directly, brandishing a piece of wood, unafraid of their rifles. He knew the cost, and yet he stood anyway. Though many history books would later gloss over his Moorish roots and black identity, in moments shots rang out. Attucks was the first to fall, shot in the chest. He died instantly. His blood soaked into the Boston ground, marking the beginning of the American Revolution. He became the first martyr in the cause for American independence. Crispus Attucks' legacy could not be erased. He symbolized the presence and power of African-descended people in the founding struggles of the United States. He was a business owner, a sailor, a man of the sea, and the first to give his life for a freedom that America would struggle to define for centuries. The resilience of black Americans in the fight for freedom sparked the American Full Revolution. He did not die for a vague idea of liberty. He died confronting a system that enslaved and dehumanized people, fighting not only for a nation's independence, but for the full dignity of black life in America.